Some people around the league believe the Las Vegas Raiders may have a top 10 to 12 offensive line, and I kind of believe it. At the moment, they are 9th best in pressure percentage, which means they are keeping Derek Carr relatively clean. Josh Jacobs also is the 9th best in yards per attempt, and you can look at plays like this and say the offensive line actually looks good. I want to break this play down here for you guys. The Raiders are going to run this power run concept where you get the right guard to pull. Everyone else is going to basically block down. I want you guys to watch Kolton Miller here because Miller does a great job double teaming on the defensive tackle and the 2-eye technique right there. And then he's going to turn to number 25 and seal him off as well. And you guys see the running back picks up a number of yards on this play. And it's plays like this that I see the Raiders do over and over and over again. And Josh Jacobs is having more success now than he's ever had in the past. In week 1, Waller did not do a great job in terms of blocking. But in week 2, he did a much better job. On this play, watch as he gets up to the second level. And watch the seal on this play. Because ultimately, that seal block is what Josh Jacobs cuts behind, as you guys can see right here. Josh Jacobs picks up a nice chunk of yards. Let's go ahead and get into the next rep. Now, if this is the first time you're on this channel here, do note that we do look at positive reps, but we do look at losing reps as well. The Raiders did lose a couple of times, and this was one of the losing reps. As you guys see, Derek Carr goes down, J.J. Watt ends up sacking him. And I want to break down exactly what happens on this play because I don't think a lot of people realize exactly what happens. From the surface, it looks like the right tackle, Jermaine Eluemunor here, is getting vertical, and it looks like J.J. Watt just ends up beating him to the inside. But one thing to note is that this entire offensive line is sliding to the left of your screen. They are sliding towards J.J. Watt. And if you guys watch Lester Cotton, the right guard here, you guys are going to see that he ultimately is sliding to the left of your screen or to the right of the offensive line. And you're going to see that at the very last moment, he's going to turn to the inside here to help Dylan Parham. And the second he turns his head, J.J. Watt gets to the inside. Now that is important because as a right tackle, if you're sliding to the right, you expect help to your inside. You're going to set a certain way because of the fact that the slide is to your side. And in this play, Jermaine Eluemunor is going to set and really protect his outside. And Lester Cotton should have protected his outside. Instead, just at the very last moment, he happens to turn and look downwards. And J.J. Watt ends up beating Jermaine Eluemunor. You can even say Eluemunor looking right at Lester Cotton, basically asking him where the help was. I did want to just break this play down because it is one of the losing reps. Let's go ahead and jump forward into the next play. Here's a 3rd and 11 play that I want to break down. After that last sack, the Raiders are in a bad spot, but the offensive line does a great job picking up these twists on the front, and they give Derek Carr the necessary time for him to deliver the throw downfield. On this play, you're going to get 2 guys here that are going to run a defensive line game. Number 94 is going to go all the way to the outside, and the defensive end here is going to come back and try to loop to the inside. The Raiders' left side of the offensive line and John Simpson and Kolton Miller do a great job picking up the defensive line game. As you guys see it, there's the switch, and ultimately that keeps Derek Carr clean. But I do want to back it up here and really show you guys how important of a switch this is. Mental processing is a big part of playing the game of football. As defensive linemen, you want to try to confuse as many guys as you can. And in this play, John Simpson and Colton Miller don't get confused. Instead, they're able to properly switch and pass the defensive line game off. Both guys then pick up their respective guys, and Derek Carr's kept clean. But there's more to this play than just those guys. Dylan Parham doesn't pick up number 94. Dylan Parham lets number 94 go. That's because the slide is to the left of your screen or to the right of the offensive line. And you're going to see Dylan Parham get physical here with number 44, Marcus Golden, and he's going to absolutely put him down. That's a great job right there. More important than one-on-one blocks is blocking angles. I want to use this play as an example of exactly what I mean. One of the things Josh McDaniels does from a schematic perspective is he makes things easy for his offensive line. Think about this play right here. The 2 furthest guys to the right and the 2 furthest guys to the left of the offensive line have super simple out blocks. Colton Miller blocks out, John Simpson blocks out, Jermaine Eluemunor blocks out, and Foster Moreau blocks out. At the same time, the 1-tech defensive tackle is going to go unblocked. Lester Cotton's going to get up to the second level, and Dylan Parham's going to get up to the second level. This 1-tech defensive tackle is going to go upfield and not see it, but the fullback is going to trap him. And the running back's going to cut it right through here. I say blocking angles are super important, and this play right here is 100% designed. Like, Josh Jacobs picks up 6 yards on this play, but 4 of those first 6 yards, he's literally not touched. From the time he finally makes contact with anyone, he's already picked up 4 yards. And of course, he falls forward for 2 additional yards. But when you watch the right guard and center, notice how they are going to let that guy go and basically go up to the second level, and they're in good spots. Everyone else is blocking out. They have super simple blocks. And this is how you design runs. The Raiders did this play about 3 to 4 times this game and had a lot of success. If there's one player that deserves more credit on this offensive line, especially this past week against the Arizona Cardinals, that is Kolton Miller. Miller did a great job against the Cardinals. He really sealed off these defensive linemen, these linebackers, and I want to show you guys this play right here and really break it down. As the way this play is designed, Lester Cotton is pulling, and his job is to kick out number 44. John Simpson and Kolton Miller have a double team block on the defensive tackle, and Kolton Miller has to get up to number 51 and seal him off. And it's a super simple power scheme, but the defensive front actually shifts before the play begins. Before the quarterback's able to snap the ball, number 51 is going to start going to the right here. He's going to come off the edge, and number 44 is going to try to cross Kolton Miller's face. Miller has to be able to adjust here. He has to mentally process what's going on, and he's going to take number 44, turn him, twist him, and seal him off. Like, Kolton Miller has created a wall here. And the running back's going to be able to squeeze right behind Miller and pick up about 4 yards. This is a really nice job by Kolton Miller. Once again, Miller deserves a lot of credit. One of the Raiders players that gets a lot of hate is right tackle Jermaine Eluemunor. And I think Eluemunor has done a pretty solid job throughout the first 2 weeks. He did have some losing reps. Every player has losing reps, especially the guys that may be a little inexperienced, and Eluemunor is at right tackle specifically. But on this rep right here, he does a great job punching J.J. Watt, and Watt's going to give him a counter to the inside, and Eluemunor shuts that down. Then you're going to see Watt try to counter back to the outside, and he shuts that down as well. That's a really nice job of keeping Derek Carr clean, which ultimately allows him to make the pass to Darren Waller. Now, one of the things I do want to point out about this block is the explosiveness out of his stance. He is one of the Raiders' fastest offensive linemen in terms of getting out of his stance. And in this play specifically, he's going to jump set. He's going to go directly at J.J. Watt. That is because it is a play action. But he does a great job on this play. I did want to just put this play out there really quickly. It's good hand-to-hand combat between the D lineman and the offensive tackle. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. One of the biggest criticisms I have for Josh McDaniels week 1, he fixed in week 2. Which was in week 1, they ran no screen passes to the running back. In week 2, they did it about 2 to 3 times. On this play, you can see the offensive lineman do a great job executing the screen from the front side to the back side. You see every single offensive lineman do a great job. I'm going to let you guys watch this play, and then I really want to break it down in terms of the front side, the middle, and the seal on the back side, because I think the guys do a great job on this play. As this play begins, the first thing you're going to see is Dylan Parham get out in space and be the first guy to really seal off here for Josh Jacobs. He is the front side seal, so Josh is not going to get this to the outside of him. Instead, he is going to end up going underneath him. As the play begins, you're going to see Lester Cotton get out there, and Lester Cotton is going to be the front side blocker on this play. He's the guy that's going to really lead, and you see him and John Simpson do a great job here putting this guy down. But more than that, I want you guys to watch the right tackle, Jermaine Eluemunor. Jermaine Eluemunor also does a great job in terms of sealing. As you guys see on this play, he's going to make sure the backside gets sealed off. The first threat, the first guy that could potentially make the play. Overall, this is a really nice block and execution by the offensive line. Now, there is an art to running screens. It's not just run out there and figure it out. One guy always has to go first, and then you'll have a second guy that leads, and you'll have some guys that are potentially sealing backside, right? This is a really nice job. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the next rep. In my opinion, Dylan Parham is the Raiders' best right guard. Overall right guard. But Lester Cotton is the most physical right guard the Raiders have, because of plays like this, man, where he's putting people down, he's putting them on their asses. I like that physicality right there. Of course, I do think Dylan Parham's the guy for the Raiders at right guard. He is their right guard for the next 10 to 15 years, unless they plan to move him to center, which I think is a mistake. I think he's much better at right guard. But either way, I did want to just point this play out because Lester does do a really solid job in this play. Getting physical and putting it to number 42. Let's go ahead and get into the next rep. Alrighty guys, as I mentioned earlier, one of the things I like to do in this channel is definitely show you guys the losing reps. On this play, you're going to see right tackle Jermaine Eluemunor get pushed right back into the quarterback by Marcus Golden here. And I don't like this play specifically from the right tackle because this is the same way he lost 2 times against the Chargers. I believe it was against Khalil Mack both times. He basically is going to get ridden right back into the quarterback. You know, at some point you have to anchor down. Once you make that contact with the guy, you gotta anchor down. Look at Lester Cotton here. You see that anchor, gets those feet wide. And once he anchors, he's going to drop those hips. That's what Jermaine Eluemunor needs to do. Eluemunor has really struggled with anchoring, and it's not just Eluemunor. Right, Colton Miller doesn't do a great job anchoring either. I think the Raiders tackles have to get better with anchoring. I mean, both guys kind of get pushed right back to Derek Carr. This is a bad rep by both guys in my opinion. This is a 3rd and long, and as you guys see, the Raiders are going to end up settling for a field goal. Derek Carr takes a hit. The pass ball's incomplete. But I did want to just criticize Jermaine Eluemunor specifically, but you can put the same criticism on Kolton Miller on this play because he also doesn't do a good job anchoring. Again, the Raiders got to figure it out. I do think that there are only a handful of bad reps. I think most reps are actually good reps. Let's go ahead and get into the next play. If you guys watch Raiders football, you guys know that Thayer Munford and Jermaine Eluemunor both switch back and forth. They have been rotating the entire season. I personally do not think Thayer Munford is ready right now. You guys see why on this play here. Munford's going to get beat to the outside on a quick 3-step drop by Derek Carr. And this wasn't the only play that he got beat. I think he needs to continue to develop. He does do a good job initially punching. I think the flaw on this play is he uses both hands to punch. He kind of leans just a little bit. And all the defensive end has to do is use that left hand, swat down Munford's arm. And you see he's off balance at this point. The defensive end's able to hit the outside, get the speed, and get to Derek Carr. Now, of course, this isn't a massive hit on DC. But do keep in mind, this is a quick throw. If this was a 5-step drop or a 7-step drop, Derek Carr is getting smacked, right? Again, I'm not 100% sold on Thayer Munford yet because I just don't think he's 100% ready yet. I do want to show you guys the screenplay once again by the Raiders. Simpson, Parham, as well as the right guard, Lester Cotton, do a great job on this play. And as you guys see, the running back picks up a ton of yards, gets the Raiders all the way down to the 1-yard line. This is a great job by the front side guard getting out there. Dylan Parham leading and Lester Cotton backside sealing. It doesn't work out exactly as planned because of the fact that defense is so off balance on this play. They end up bringing a little bit of pressure and the Raiders just had the perfect play call. One of the things you notice with the running back is the running back's looking to cut this underneath John Simpson. The reason why is because that's what is being coached of him. Of course, he's also trying to avoid everyone kind of coming from the inside. Ultimately, he gets all the way down to the 1-yard line. That's a great job right there by the interior offensive line. If there's one thing that I can say about Josh McDaniels is he knows how to block. He knows how to get his offensive linemen and how to kind of trick and make things look a certain way. Because on this play could have been blocked differently than the way it actually was blocked. But if it was blocked differently, it may not have picked up the number of yards it ultimately picked up. Now, do note this play comes back because Thayer Munford is going to get called holding here on Xavier Collins. You guys can watch Munford. Ultimately, he's going to hold number 25 as 25 is trying to shed there. You guys see the flag get tossed as well. The play comes back. But the thing I like about this play is the Raiders utilize blocking angles. And let me break this down for you guys because it's very interesting. You know, you could have easily had Dylan Parham go up here to number 25, which means Cotton would have gotten to the inside here and Thayer Munford would have gotten to the outside here. Instead, they're going to block it a different way. Instead, they're going to have Parham take this guy. They're going to have Lester take this guy, and they're going to have Munford go up to number 25. So it's blocked a little bit different than the way you necessarily could have blocked it. And the reason why you block it the way you block it instead of the way we drew it up the first time is because if Dylan Parham shoots out and goes up to number 25, all of these other guys are going to know it's a run. They're all going to come down to defend the run. Instead, Dylan Parham sets up almost as he's pass blocking, but really, he's just sealing this guy off, and basically it looks like it's a draw, and that almost freezes all of these other guys, and as you guys see, the way it's blocked allows the Raiders to pick up a number of yards. Of course, it comes back because of Thayer Munford, but let's go ahead and get to the next rep. Now, I do want to wrap the video up with this final play right here. I think Kolton Miller, John Simpson do a great job double teaming and getting up to the next level, ultimately allowing Josh Jacobs to pick up about 7 yards. Some people might not think about it, but this defensive tackle is in a 2-eye technique, and it's a very hard reach for any tackle to get to a 2-eye aligned defensive lineman. But yeah, here Kolton Miller and John Simpson they're able to make it happen. John Simpson does a good job pushing and then getting up to the next level. Kolton Miller does a great job reaching and sealing off. And of course, you see Josh Jacobs pick up a nice chunk of yards. You know, the Raiders' offensive line, in my opinion, is a really good unit. I know some people may not agree with that narrative. Some people may think that the offensive line is the biggest issue that the Raiders have, but factually that is not correct, right? The Raiders have other issues. It's not offensive line. Run after run after run, Josh Jacobs is picking up a big chunk of yards. Derek Carr is being kept clean. Here's another example of just that. You guys see Derek Carr is going to make his read and pick up some nice yards. The Raiders, of course, did switch to a power scheme this year, and I think it's really benefited them. John Simpson, Lester Cotton, guys like Jermaine Eluemunor, Thayer Munford, even Kolton Miller has done a great job in the power, and it's specifically because of his ability to reach. But Simpson here is going to pull on this play and do a great job finding his guy and making contact. And of course, Josh reads it, picks up a nice chunk of yards. I think the Raiders' offensive line is the real deal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If this is the first time you're on this channel, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.